Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to achieve this makeup look that I'm wearing right now. This is my go-to everyday winter makeup look. I wear this look all the time. I've literally been wearing it constantly for the last 2 or 3 weeks, especially since the temperatures have started to drop in the UK. It's pretty much winter here now, I'm not gonna lie, it feels pretty cold. Basically gonna share with you guys how I transform my skin to make it look a lot more flawless without having to feel like you're wearing too much makeup. And I do have a lot of blemishes today, and you're definitely gonna see that, so I do show you guys how I cover them. This may be too much makeup for some people, but for me this is a really nice minimal look. So if you don't like to wear too much makeup, then you can just use a little bit less than I have, but personally this is a really nice minimal look for me anyway. I like to wear a lot of makeup, so this is definitely minimal in my mind. So guys, if you do want to see how I achieved this everyday makeup look that's appropriate for the winter time or any time of year, then just keep on watching. The first thing I'm going for is the Vitamin E Overnight Serum in Oil, and I know it says overnight, but a tiny little bit of this will not make you any more oily. For my moisturizer, I'm taking the Bodyshop Vitamin E Intense Moisture Cream. It really keeps my skin nice and hydrated without blocking my pores, which I love. Prepping my skin with the Prep and Prime Natural Radiance. Is a super hydrating primer. Next we're going to be moving on to our base. It really does depend on what kind of mood I'm in and what my skin looks like. I have quite a bit of scarring on my face at the moment and a few little breakouts here and there, so I'm going to go for a foundation today, but if my skin was looking better I would go for a BB cream. I'm going to be going for the Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation instead. I do feel like this is a great winter foundation because it does take care of dry skin really well. You can go for a BB cream if you like. This is just a really nice light to medium coverage foundation, and just because I have breakouts at the moment I just feel like I want to cover them, so it really does depend on what kind of mood I'm in. Usually my aim is to cover the breakouts. To blend in my foundation I am taking the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and I'm going to be using this to just buff everything into the skin. When my skin is particularly bad and I have a lot of redness, I like to kind of pat it into my skin instead of rubbing it, because that way I can build more coverage, and that means I won't have to add on as much product. So any areas where I feel like I'm getting more redness, just use your brush and just pat it on instead of rubbing everything around, because that way you will build more coverage. It means you will ultimately have to use less foundation, which is what we want for everyday wear. This is one layer of the foundation. You can see my skin is definitely still coming through, so you can stop here if that's your desire and if your skin obviously isn't as problematic as mine. But if you do have more problematic skin, you can build up a little bit more of that foundation, or you can go in with a concealer. Concealer I love to use for blemishes is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. Applying this just onto the areas where I have spots, just because this concealer is very thick and it gets a little bit sticky if you apply too much of it. So I'm going to apply something very minimal, and then I'm going to be blending it out with that same brush. And again, I'm kind of going in with the patting motions just because it does make sure that I don't move this product around too much, and it just means that it's going to build up coverage rather than take away coverage. Next, I'm just going to be concealing my under eyes just to take away any dark circles and just brighten my under eye area. And to do that, I'm taking the Rimmel Wake Me Up Concealer. I absolutely love this concealer, and I feel like it really brightens up that under eye area. Although I like how it looks, I do want it to look a little bit more matte, just because I know my skin and I know that this would totally melt off if I didn't set it. So I'm definitely going to be setting my skin, and the powder that I love to go for to set my face on an everyday wear is the NARS Crystal Translucent Powder. I really like this for an everyday wear because I do feel like it gives a nice amount of radiance, because it does have little light reflecting particles in it, so it does make you look nice and glowing still. To set all of those areas, I'm going to be taking this on the Precision Highlighter brush from Makeup Addiction, and I'm just going to be taking a little bit on my brush and just tapping off the excess and then just setting it. So typically next what I would do is bronze and highlight my skin. For an everyday wear, usually I like to just bronze a little bit just to give myself a little bit of colour all around the face, and just highlight the tops of my cheekbones and my nose just to bring these areas forward. It's the Dark Golden Mineralized Skin Finish from MAC, and I absolutely love this. I'm just going to be taking this on a big Morphe G7 brush, and I'm just going to bronze the outer perimeter of my face. I'm just starting on the cheekbone area and just sort of patting it onto the skin and then taking it up to my temple. I just like to apply my highlight on the tops of my cheekbones. This is the Gilded Honey Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator, and this is one of my favourite highlights in the world. So I'm just applying this on the top of my cheekbone just to give that area a little bit of a glow and also to bring it forward as well. So take a little bit on my finger and then just pop it on the tip of my nose just to turn my nose upwards a little bit. I do my brows on an everyday basis. Differs quite a bit to how I do them in tutorials when I have a lot of makeup on. I don't like to use too much brow pencil, and I just like to sculpt them into the place I like them to be and then just fill in any sparse areas. So what I use to do that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and what I'll do is just run it through my brows and just put them into place, and then if I see any sparse areas, any areas that don't look right, I'll just go in with the tiniest little bit of brow pencil and just leave them looking as natural as possible. For the hairs in the center of my brow, I like to push them upwards, and then when it comes to the rest of the brow, I kind of like to take them in the direction that they naturally grow in. It goes to the side, and then as it gets to the tail, I like to push them downwards. Once the brow gel is dry and I feel like my brows are totally in place, I like to go in with some concealer and just highlight underneath the brow to really bring forward the brows without actually having to put anything on them. So once I have a little bit of concealer underneath the brow, I can really see where I need to fill in the brow, and I can definitely see on this brow just underneath my arch it just needs filling in a little bit. So I'm just going to take some of my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the colour dark brown, and I'm just going to take this and just draw in a little bit on the areas that look a little bit sparse. Pretty much the last thing I like to do apart from lips is mascara. I just like to coat my lashes with the mascara, starting at the base and trying to get as close to the base as possible just to give some volume, and then pushing up. To line the outside of my lips, I'm taking MAC Cremo Spice Lip Liner, and I'm just going to be going outside my lip line a tiny bit. I'm going to be filling in the rest of my lips using this Kiko Automatic Precision Lip Liner in the colour 501. Just to add a teeny tiny bit of pink, I am taking the Gerard Cosmetics Hydra Matte Serenity lipstick, which was the collaboration with Manny MUA. And I'm just going to dot a tiny little bit of this just on the lip and just pat it in. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video. This was such a super simple makeup tutorial, and I really hope that you guys enjoy it. Lots of you guys have been requesting more simple looks, and I hope that this was a good one. This is a look that I have been wearing so much recently, so I hope that you guys enjoy wearing it too. Personally, I can't get rid of the blemishes just yet, but I do feel like I have figured out a nice way to cover them without feeling too heavy. I literally don't feel like I'm wearing anything, which is an amazing feeling. I definitely feel most like myself when I have this kind of makeup on because I'm wearing it all the time. I feel like all my features are enhanced in the most natural way, and I just love this look. So if you did enjoy this video, then please give it a thumbs up for me. Thank you all for your support. I love you all so much. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because I do upload 3 times a week. I love you guys so much. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.